After days of speculation and surprises, suddenly most everything is clear. Pending a domestic appeal, Ben Johnson's future in athletics is dashed, and the burden of responsibility is his and his alone.
The sadness of the embarrassment is certainly not one that has been created by the IAAF or by our federation. To the contrary, we've assumed our responsibility and we're standing up to what we're supposed to do.
Now that the ruling has been rendered, what options, if any, are open to Ben Johnson?
The procedural guidelines of the International Federation provide for an opportunity for the athlete to receive a hearing. Should he wish to avail himself of that, he certainly can apply. Such a hearing must be granted to him within a period of 3 months. That level of hearing and or appeal is a responsibility of our federation. Let's remember here that we're operating under IAAF procedures. Should that not be conclusive in his favor when we render our report to the IAAF, then he certainly can access and avail himself of what is referred to as the IAAF arbitration panel. Once again, should he not be successful at that level, then he certainly has, like any other citizen of this country, the opportunity to revert to the judicial system and the courts of law.
Upon receiving word, Pierre Cadieux, the federal minister for fitness and amateur sport, immediately released a written statement from Mexico City. In it, he said, Ben Johnson will be ineligible for life, for federal government sport funding, and for participation in any sport. The federal government shares the frustration and sadness, no doubt felt by many in light of this recent disclosure.
Obviously and unfortunately, we have an example this morning of a particular athlete who decided to cheat or to use banned substances. But the mechanisms that are in place obviously are also working. He was tested and the test was positive and now has to pay the consequence.
Here in Ottawa, the Assistant Deputy Minister, Lyle McCoskey, could only stand by Cadieux's statement.
I think the statement's been released, and the statement speaks for itself on the federal government's position with regard to this issue.
If there's one concern for Canadian officials, it should be the time it took the International Federation to confirm a positive test. Paul Dupré says the IAAF can take as much as 10 times as long to confirm results as the Canadian Centre for Drug-Free Sport, and that's simply not good enough. As a result, he plans to make recommendations to the IAAF, but unlike Ben Johnson, it's a concern which simply can't be dealt with in a day. Rob Sinclair, TSN, in Ottawa.